Okay, boys and girls, we're going to pick up with chapter 2 today of The Secret Zoo. When we left off on chapter 1, her brother Noah had realized that Megan, they're searching for Megan. They can't find her anyway. She's been missing for, what was it, 3 months? I think it was 3 months. We'll have to go back and look. But anyway, 3 months she's been missing. They've been searching for her, can't find her anywhere. And then he said some odd things were happening. So let's figure out what's going on. Chapter 2. Cryptic message. Tap, tap, tap. Noah sat up, glanced around the dimly lit room, and listened. Had he imagined it? Tap, tap, tap. The sound came again. He jumped out of bed. Who's there? He called. Tap, tap. The window answered. He crept across the floor, not knowing what he might find. Was there a branch wrapping his window? Could a loose shutter be rattling? Tap, tap, tap. He stood at the window and peered out. He saw nothing but the black, starlit sky. No branch, no loose shutter, nothing. Tap, tap. He strained his eyes to see better, but all he saw was the night. Tap, tap, tap. He swung open the window. The cool air brushed his skin. Goosebumps rose along his arms. A bird had perched on the window ledge, barely the size of his thumb. It had shiny blue feathers and a bright red bill. As it looked at Noah, it tipped its head from side to side inquisitively. Relief washed over the boy from head to toe. You scared me half to... The bird sprang off the ledge, flew into his room, and circled near the ceiling. Hey! Noah shouted. Get out of here! The bird fluttered around for several seconds before it perched on a lampshade near the bed. It snapped its head back and forth, staring at Noah as if it expected something. Out! Noah ordered. Get out! Then, as suddenly as the bird had flown into the room, it lifted off the lampshade, dived through the window, and flew out, all in the blink of an eye. Good! Noah brushed his hands together, happy to be done with the bird. But as he walked toward the window to close it, the winged creature darted back in. Get out, I said! The bird continuously circled near the ceiling. Each time it veered overhead, Noah jumped up and tried to snag it out of the air. After his fifth or sixth jump, he noticed that the bird was clutching something in its tiny talons. A piece of paper. A moment later, the bird dropped the paper into the hollow of Noah's pillow, headed for the window, and perched on the sill. Puzzled, Noah stared at the bird. He watched his beady eyes dart from his face to the paper, reminding him of the way his grandmother would restlessly wait for someone to unwrap a present. Its expression said, Well, this was given to you for a reason. The paper on his pillow was wrinkled and torn, and it looked as though it had spent a week in a puddle. He picked it up and flattened the creases to reveal a funny-looking monkey with bushy eyebrows, a tuft of hair growing on its chin, and a long tail. The heading above the photo read, Come to Clarksville City Zoo and see our new friend, Mr. Talltail. Noah had seen Mr. Talltail at the zoo many times. He certainly wasn't a new arrival. This was an old flyer. What's going on? Noah turned toward the bird. The bird was gone. Noah looked back at the paper. Mr. Talltail stared at him with wide, worried eyes. Noah read it again. Come to the Clarksville City Zoo and see our new friend, Mr. Talltail. This is nothing. It's trash that a bird picked up, Noah told himself. But he had read about birds acting as messengers and delivering notes to people. Don't be dumb, Noah muttered. We have email these days. Besides, this paper doesn't have a message. There's not a... He peered at the heading. A few of the words had holes in them. Tiny holes that looked as if someone had punched them out with the tip of a pencil. Or maybe with the tip of a tiny beak. No way. He read out loud only the words with holes. To the Clarksville City Zoo and our new friend. It made no sense. Wait a minute. He scanned the words without holes in them. Come, see, Mr. Tall Tale. Was this a message? No, he mumbled. It can't be. He read the new sentence again without pausing between the words. Come see Mr. Talltale. The sentence was complete, structured, even instructional. Noah raised his eyes to the window. The sill was empty. The wind blew gently ripples through the ivory-colored drapes. He shivered. The drapes looked like ghosts. All right, that's the end of chapter 2. Okay, now you have to tune in for chapter 3, A Tale of Wonder. What was the message? Was it Mr. Talltale? You have to wait and see.